Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lydia. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So, welcome to my February recap, March reset, planning, favorites, whatever video, whatever you want to call it, that is what this is. So, we're going to be talking about some of my favorite purchases, foods, whatever, from February and looking back on the goals that I had set and see kind of where I landed there. And then we are going to look forward to March. So, let's get into it. So, I have my at-home latte. I made it earlier while I was getting ready, so I've been sipping on that, and I have my laptop right here in my lap. So, I'll probably look down to kind of see, what I'm looking at, but I will pop up on the screen what I'm looking at. So, you will be in the loop. So, looking back at February, if this is your first favorites reset video like this, I break my goals up into 3 categories. So, personal, physical, and social media. That's just kind of what works best for me. So, for the personal goals in February, I wanted to read 2 physical books from my shelf. I wanted to limit my screen time. I wanted to clean out my makeup and start looking for better makeup, stuff that works better for my skin. And then I wanted to have 2 friend dates, one virtual and one in person. So let's kind of see how I did. So I wanted to read 2 physical books from my shelf. I did not do that. I did read more than 2 books, but I don't think I pulled anything off of my shelf. And then I wanted to limit my screen time. I think I did. I do feel like I read a lot this month, or spent a lot of time reading. Don't know if my screen time, like, report on my phone would reflect that way. So not gonna tick that one off for this month. I wanted to clean out my makeup and start looking for better makeup, whatever. Not like super nice makeup. I'm not against drugstore makeup, but I wanted to find something that worked better than what I had. And I did do that. I fully cleaned out my makeup. I think there are still a few pieces that I could probably get rid of, or a few items, maybe not pieces. But I did replace some very integral pieces of my makeup routine. So I found a new foundation and a new concealer that just works spectacularly, I feel like, on my skin, and I'll share more about that in the favorites portion. But that was it for no. And then I wanted to have 2 friend dates, and I think I've far surpassed that. I know I talked to Caitlin on FaceTime, Taylor on FaceTime. I met up with my friend from the gym and we hung out. And then Emily came over and we hung out. So I think I did really well this month, just hanging out and being more intentional with friends. On to the physical. I wanted to properly meal plan and execute what I plan. I meal planned because if I didn't, we wouldn't have food to eat. And I feel like we ate a good bit at home. So I think I'll give myself that one. I don't know, that was kind of a very broad goal. So I don't know. And then on to social media. I wanted to consistently post once for sure, possibly 2 times a week. I did that. I don't think I missed an upload. I think one week I posted 3 videos. Some weeks I posted 2. Others I posted 1. So I consistently uploaded once a week and then posted a few extra, which is always nice. I wanted to continue to film differently and more creatively with this camera, my DJI. Literally feel like the options are limitless on how I could film. I'm loving it. I'm having a lot of fun just figuring out how I want to film, just setting the camera up in little different places. I just love it so much. And then I wanted to plan my content for March, roughly. And I have planned through like June, which is really fun. So that was all of my goals. Those are all of my goals for February. I think I did pretty well. I'm feeling a little out of touch with the goals, if that makes sense. I just feel like I'm kind of going through the motions, so I may kind of shift things up for March, but we will get into that. So let's look at my goals for March. So as I just mentioned, I am feeling a little out of touch with the goals. I feel like for the last 6 months, my goals have kind of been the same. I feel like in most areas of my life, I'm kind of just, I'm feeling really good, really steady. Obviously, as you can tell, I do want to limit my screen time more. And so that is like a goal I can continue to work on. So, sorry, Lucas is heading out on a ride. He wanted to let me know. I feel like I'm kind of riding pretty steady, and I'm happy where I am in like most areas. The only area is like diet wise, and I'm really not going to stress too much about that because I feel like that could throw me into a very sticky situation very quickly. So I don't know. I think maybe I'm going to shift more towards maybe intentions for the month. Because I mean, I have the same goal. If you can hear the cars driving by, I'm really sorry. We live in between two very main highways. So, I feel like it's very loud today, but, I kind of shift over to intentions. I don't really know. Or maybe like scrap the goal categories. I don't really know. Because there are things that I want to accomplish in the month that really don't kind of fit into these goals. And I hate to, have an excuse for what I'm about to say, but it just kind of is what it is, and I need to kind of settle with it and recognize having a chronic illness. Lucas and I both have chronic illnesses that do impact, energy levels, how we feel, and day-to-day life. So I feel like having a chronic illness, I can plan all of these fun things throughout the month, and it really just kind of depends on how I feel when the day comes and how Lucas feels, if it's a goal or something that I want for us to do together. It really depends on kind of how we feel. And so I can plan all these things for the month. And once I get to the end of the month, if I don't do all of these things, sometimes I feel bad. And so I think maybe setting some intentions, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And if it does, then great. So I'm going to kind of look at that and kind of test the waters this month and see how that goes. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter if I do these goals or if I set these intentions. Like, it's not the end of the world. But for myself, I can think that I want to do something and then forget if I don't write it down. And so it does kind of help me to have things written down, what I want to do, how I kind of want the month to look, so I don't forget. So that's kind of just how I'm feeling. So still going to break this month's up into 4 categories. I added a category, so the usual personal, physical, and social media. And then I'm going to kind of add some intentions, not really goals, but some things that I kind of want to accomplish this month. So for personal, I want to read 4 books. I would love to find a new hobby to limit my screen time. I think 2.5, maybe 3 weeks ago, I bought like a little needlepoint kit that I haven't pulled out yet, and I would love to like pull that out in the afternoons while we're watching TV or just kind of sitting on the couch and do that, because the screen time is getting ridiculous. I mean, it's not getting ridiculous, it's been ridiculous. I sit at a desk all day and scroll through TikTok. Maybe I need to leave my AirPods at home. That would limit the screen time tremendously. This week I have really felt the brain rot. It's been a very slow week for me. And so by the end of the day, I'm like, my God, I just want to be off TikTok, but I want something to do. I mean, it's just been bad. So I don't really know. And then I want to have 2 friend dates. I don't have anybody. Actually, I might have somebody scheduled. Emily's birthday is on Tuesday. So as of right now, I think that we're going to get together and eat for her birthday, but we don't have anything really set in stone just yet. So that would be great. And then probably we'll hop on a FaceTime call with Taylor, and I would love to go beyond that, but as of right now, that's kind of what I have planned so far. So for the physical this month, I really want to figure out my eating, but I don't know how to articulate what I want. So I'm like, that's not going to be on my goal list for this month. I'm at a standstill progress wise, it feels like, and I'm frustrated, but I'm not going to continue to focus on it because I am not eating horribly. I am fueling my body and intuitively eating, and I am continuing to move my body and be active. So I really can't ask for more than that. So I'm not even going to worry about the food this month. But I do want to add cardio into my workout routine. Don't do a lot of cardio, and I sit at a desk all day long, and so I really want to kind of add that over the next few months. So I'm ready to walk miles and miles and miles in Disney World. So just kind of preparing, even adding 5, 10, 15 minutes to my workout routine, I think would make, a difference. I don't walk a lot. I'd also love to add some walks in the afternoon, in the evening. Maybe take Penny for some walks or something in the park. Just get out and be a little bit more active. Since the weather is starting to warm up a little bit, we're experiencing some false spring right now. So I know it's going to get cold again, but it will be springtime before we know it. So I would love to just add a little bit more cardio and a little bit more walking into, my workout routine. My social media goals are going to stay the same. Just consistently post and then, be creative. I would love to be a little bit more creative editing at this point, and add some different things. I would love to do some transitions on my daily vlogs. I feel like it literally just jumps from the end of a day to the beginning of a day. And if I didn't put the days of the week on the screen, you may not know it. Maybe to make that a little bit more cohesive. I don't know. I found somebody, she's a subscriber, and her name is Estelle. If you haven't ever seen any of her videos, her editing is just spectacular. I will link her down below. Just the way she edits things, I love it. It's just so quirky and cute. And exactly how I wish I could edit if I was a little bit more creative. But just continuing, I talk about this, I feel like, every month. But I would love to just continue to grow and change and do new things editing wise. And of course, consistently upload. Right now, planned out, I have 2 videos a week. We'll see if I execute that. But I would love to shoot and edit and upload whatever 2 videos a week this month. And then for kind of the new category, my intentions. So I would love to spend less over these next 2 months. So I have a little bit more spending money in the parks, some like delegated spending money in the parks. I mentioned in a weekly vlog, I don't know if it was this week's weekly vlog, it might have been. Typically I kind of go all out when buying for Disney, all of the shirts and the accessories and all of those things. And just kind of the way I've been planning this trip, and putting pricing up, like just to kind of budget, I guess. It wasn't really with the intention of budgeting, but just I want to buy this and this shirt in preparation for the trip, and each shirt was like $40 a piece, and that adds up so quickly. So just trying to decide really what I want to spend my money on for this trip, and kind of look at why am I wanting to buy this. Is it because other people have done it, or because I really, really love it, or just really trying to take a step back and look, because at the end of the day, I would really rather have the money to buy more things. Pins is like literally what comes to the forefront of my mind. I would really love to have the money I could spend on pins to be spent on pins than t-shirts that I'll wear one park day and then you will basically never see it again because I'll wear it under sweatshirts and stuff at home. I don't know. I'm trying to be better. So I had like a list of t-shirts that I wanted. They were all $40 a piece, maybe even $50 after shipping. That is just that just adds up very quickly. I'm thrifting instead. I'm just kind of changing things out. I don't know if that makes any sense. I hope it does. There was a hat that I wanted. I think it was called the Certified, or the name of the hat. It said Certified Disney Girl on it, and I loved it so 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 much. And I like pictured it for an outfit, and I'm like, Lydia, the hat is $40. Yes, I will wear it in regular everyday life, but do I need a $40 hat? A $40 hat could be a pack of pens, or a t-shirt, or some ears, or a mug or two. So just trying to like really think through that. I have everything I need. There are a few things like I need an SD card. Um, I want a new bag to take on my trip. The one that I have is just very worn out because I bought it last year for my trip, and it was like a Bagoo dupe, and literally carried it throughout this whole last year, and it is showing some very heavy signs of wear and tear. So like little things like that here and there. We need some luggage tags that I can put our information on. So like little things like that. So I'm not saying that I'm not going to buy things for our trip, but I'm trying to be more mindful about the things that I buy and the money that I spend before this next trip. So just being mindful. And then I want to kind of get back in the gym mindset. I took a week off. Technically it was last week. So last week, I took a week off last week, and I really feel like that helped me get back into the mood of the gym. I'll go months just like looking forward to my workouts. Sorry, my hair just kind of looks flat. I go through weeks where I'm like really looking forward to my workouts, and then there are others that I just literally do not want to get out of bed. I don't want to go. And so it ended up working out that I was able to take a week off last week. I took off Monday, and then Tuesday I had my hair appointment, and I was going to go after the hair appointment, and then we had a car issue, and so I came home, and then Wednesday I had to go into work early for a coworker, and it just wasn't going to work out for me to go to the gym, and then I just decided just not to go. Lucas had a little procedure on Friday, so we were getting ready for that on Tuesday, and by Friday I was just done. So it just worked out that I didn't go to the gym. And so this week that I just finished up, I have been really energized and motivated and ready to go to the gym, and it's been great. So just hoping that I'm back on that upswing and back into the gym mood, if that makes sense. I feel like motivation very much ebbs and flows for me, and that's where discipline comes in. I am most of the time not motivated to go to the gym. I'm seeing a lot of progress. Some days I don't see it at all. I don't see a difference in the way that my body looks and my face looks. And then there are other days that I'm like, holy cow. Namely, I went back and looked through my videos from last year, my Disney videos, just to see. I was looking at camera quality to see if this camera quality is any different from my camera quality then. One, yes, absolutely. And two, the change in my face was insane. I may pop up the pictures that I like grabbed from each of those videos. I may not. I really don't know. And then like looking back at old pictures, I make the excuse, oh, well, the angle's a little bit different. You're posed a little bit differently. But the changes that I can see, they're undeniable. I think that I may have a little bit of like maybe body dysmorphia. I really don't know. I hate to like throw a label on something, but like most days I don't see the progress. Not saying that to get a bunch of comments and compliments. It's just kind of the fact of life. So I said that to say, motivation is not always there for me to go to the gym, but when I see progress in like certain areas of my body, my legs right now, I can tell a really big difference. I can tell that I have been working out. My legs just look a lot leaner and toned. So that helps with the motivation portion. When the scale doesn't move, that is really discouraging to me. But at the end of the day, does it really matter? It doesn't, but I feel like that's like really what a lot of people focus on, and I need to be focusing more on how I look and how I feel. I feel great, feel very energized most days, but that's kind of like where I'm coming from intention wise for the gym. Don't have my mood board for the month made yet. We may make that together. I have to leave in about an hour and a half to take Penny to the groomer. Um, so maybe I'll just pop it up on the screen at the end. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So now let's get into my favorites from February. So again, with the categories, I like to break up my favorites into categories. So we have memories, food and drinks, media slash influencer, books, miscellaneous, and purchases. So just gonna start with memories. I'm just reading off my phone here. This was a short month and just a month. I feel like lots of work, so not a lot of favorites. But my favorite memory from the month was finishing Onyx Storm with Emily. I did film that for a vlog. We were obnoxious. It is what it is. Lots of gas, lots of theories and chatting. It was a lot of fun. Lots of fun memories. I didn't really have anything that stuck out for food and drinks other than my lattes. You guys already know. Media and influencers. I've literally just been content creators. I hate the word influencer, so I'm gonna change that while I'm thinking about it. I think about that every single month that I do this. So media content creator, we finished This Is Us this month. And I thought that was really good. Heartbreaking show. Like literally just like, oh, it's such a good show though. But I watch the same people I always watch. So there's that. For books, I didn't read a whole lot. I didn't read many books, but I feel like I spent a lot of the month reading. I don't know how that makes sense, but my favorite book for the month was Onyx Storm. So the biggest category that I have this month is going to be miscellaneous. So the first thing on the list is planning our Walt Disney World vacation. I have been planning on Notion, and we're going to get into that in another video, but I've been planning on Notion. I created a like spreadsheet to plan out our dining and my outfits. If you've watched Magically Caitlin's planning videos, she has a spreadsheet and she kind of plans out their trip, and that's how she plans out her outfits. And I have just loved that. And so I made my own version it was really to plan dining, and then kind of outfits. And then I started planning some of our days. Again, I'll get into that into another video, but I really just love planning our Disney vacation, and being able to share, not being able to, but sharing the process online. It makes it a lot more fun. Feels like, I don't know, not keeping it a secret has been so much fun. I've thrifted twice this month and just had a great time, but last Saturday's thrift haul has been my favorite. So I'll pop up the pictures of some of the pieces that I bought. Literally just love them so much. I bought some things to wear in Disney World, and just some things just to wear in, day-to-day life. And I literally think about the clothing pieces. This is one of them. I literally think about them daily, just about how I'm going to wear them, how I'm going to wear the pieces that I bought for Disney, how I'm going to wear the pieces that I bought just to wear around here. I'm just loving it. The next thing is my Spotify playlist that I made for our trip. I have literally been listening to it nonstop. I have been adding to it nonstop. I will link it down below. I forgot to link it in the weekly vlog that I said I would link it in. But it is just called Next Stop Disney World. I think that I'm really obsessed with the little cover art that I made for it. I'll pop that picture up. It's got the MCO carpet, the pin trading logo, the castle, Mickey, the bus. It's just so cute. It has just like songs from rides, songs from areas. I went and kind of looked up what music they play at the resort we're staying in, so that's added in there. And just when I think of a song that reminds me of Disney, or I think of a song that, I don't know, I hear a song on TikTok that reminds me of Disney, I just go and add it to that playlist. So constantly updating it. So if you're looking for a kind of Disney parks playlist, there you go. And last but not least, I've really been leaning towards my Kindle this month. Some months I don't reach for it like at all. Other months it just stays in my hand, and that has been this month. I've just really been loving it. I thought I brought it in here, but I guess I did not. So that is it for the miscellaneous. Last is going to be purchases. So I have them sat over here. I have another miscellaneous, but we'll kind of get into that for purchases maybe since it's just sitting here. So my first favorite purchase of the month is this slim can sleeve from 13 Wishes Designs. I always add her stuff because I literally use her stuff every single day, all week. And so this was her new release. It is just oranges and pink stripes, and it can fit a bigger Diet Coke can that I found at one gas station near me, Alani's, Celsius. So if you're interested in this, she also has the cutest little Disney items, Disney coffee sleeves. If you are a Run Disney or a runner, she has like watch band accessories. I don't know how to describe it. She is the Mickey Disco car charm girl. I do have a code, so I'll leave that on the screen, leave it down below, all the things. So the next thing that I have really been loving is my Go Pen Pro Mini Folio. I have been pen trading some this month, so I don't have any more room in here for these two trades, but I have really just been loving this so much. Cannot wait to take this in the parks and trade some things. So just have it absolutely full, and I cannot wait to take it into the parks, put it in my little bag, and go. So the last of my purchases are the makeup items that I mentioned earlier on in the video. So for foundation, I have been wanting to pick up this Maybelline foundation stick for quite a while. It went viral on TikTok, I think last summer. And I never felt like it was going to match my skin tone. And so I literally went to Walmart waiting on our sushi order to be picked up and just kind of walked down the aisles and looked at it like compared to my skin. And I really think that it does look good on my face. I think that this was a good match. I'm using shade 110. It's literally the lightest shade you can get. And it's not full coverage. It doesn't feel super heavy on my face, but I feel like it evens everything out, which is exactly what I wanted, and it was very, very inexpensive. I think this was like $10. I love it so much. And then I needed a concealer, so I picked up this NYX, I think it's the Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer, and I have that also in the lightest shade. It is it is in the shade Pale. I don't know if you can see that. It's in the shade Pale, which of course it is. So those are my favorite purchases for the month. One last miscellaneous thing. We got in a letter from Disney. I love it. So our trip is coming up, and sometimes they send these things out, I believe. I don't know if they send these every trip, but we do not get them every trip. And so opening up the mailbox to this beautiful little blue envelope was so fun. So I did share about this in another weekly vlog, but it came with this little sticker sheet. And so it has like the 4 park icons. And then this big Mickey sticker. I literally have no idea what we're going to do with this. It's huge. And then this Walt Disney World like logo sticker, that is going immediately on our laptop. And then it came with like this little bitty booklet that has like information about the parks, and cover up some dates, but it says hello Cormulus family. I love that. I love that so much. But it's just like this little booklet that kind of, I don't know, goes through lightning lanes, and it's just something cute for me to look at. It's Disney, so I love it. The last favorite that I have this month, kind of miscellaneous, kind of go, I don't know where I would categorize this, but it is my Sofi debit card. This is absolutely not sponsored in any way, but I have literally been loving this little card so much. So a little bit of the backstory. I have money anxiety. I hate to spend money. It literally terrifies me. not terrifies me. It makes me very uneasy to think about a bank account, think about spending money, think about like planning, budgeting. It just like stresses me out. I've talked about it before. It's so dumb. It literally is so dumb. I have this fear that we're just like all of our money's gonna be gone. Like we're not gonna have any money. I can't even explain it. You wouldn't think that I have an issue because I do buy things, I feel like, all the time. It's weird. So Lucas and I share a bank account. We share money. I know that that's kind of a controversial topic. Whatever works best for your family, you do. I really don't care. But for us, it works best for us to share our money. Whew, oh Lord. I forgot Buddy was laying on the floor and he just moved and I thought it was a snake. Okay, so back to money. So Lucas and I do share a bank account. All of our paychecks go into the same bank account. And our savings, we have a joint savings account, whatever. So for the last like 2 years, we have talked about doing allowances. That sounds really silly, but just more fun money that we don't have to discuss with one another. I feel like we're really, really good about if we want to buy something, we just kind of talk with one another, especially if it's a bigger purchase. And if we're both comfortable with it, and I say comfortable with it, the bigger purchases, like when Lucas went and bought his motorcycle, that was a conversation that we both had. And when we were both comfortable with the price that we set for the motorcycle that he wanted to buy, that was how we did it. We have been talking about like an allowance, so if we want to save up for something bigger, like my thought was I was going to save up for this camera with my allowance, and then Lucas just blew me away and went and bought me one. So for purchases like that, Lucas wants a new motorcycle seat, and so with his allowance, he's going to save it up and go buy a motorcycle seat. I don't know. So with this debit card, we started using it as a high yield savings account and just putting money into that as a savings account, whatever. And so Lucas was like, okay, let's go ahead and just set you up your little allowance. So whenever you want to buy something and you don't really want to have to ask, and it's kind of like just whatever, like a little, I don't even know how to describe it. This came from the fun money. It was something that he would have, whatever, he would have been okay with me buying with our shared money, but I don't know, whatever. I feel like I'm trying to justify it when I don't need to. It's literally not a big deal. I'm able to spend money on whatever I want to. If it's like, if I think I'm going to get a new pair of shoes for Disney World because I've been working out in my previous pair of Disney shoes, and I haven't decided if I want a new pair. So that's probably going to be something. I don't need a new pair of shoes, but I want a new pair of shoes. So I'm probably going to buy a new pair of shoes. My mom and sisters are in Disney World right now, and they picked me up some ears and a magic band that I didn't need. I have ears and I have a magic band. So I bought that with my fun money. My pins, when I buy pins, that's the fun money. So I've really been enjoying getting the money in my account every single week when we get paid. It's just a little percent of my check, and saving it and spending it. When I get a paycheck from the travel agency, I take that and put that into my SoFi savings account, and that is going to be used for Disney merch. So I have just been loving having, it's just something new. I don't know. As you can see by the vlogs, whenever I want to buy something, typically we let it happen. But we felt like we were at a place that we were happy with our savings. And so Lucas is like, okay, well, we have a little bit of money that is freed up in our budget that we can kind of throw into an account. So if you don't want to spend it, you don't have to spend it. If you do want to spend it, you can. And so it's just something new that I'm excited about. For books in February, I read a little bit more than I thought. I had forgotten about 2 of the books that I read. So I'm getting kind of out of order. I read Onyx Storm up to chapter 55 in the beginning of the month, and then waited to finish with my friend Emily. And so while I was waiting, I read The Housemaid's Wedding, a short story. I rated that like 3.5. I could probably go down to 3 stars. Nothing really to write home about. It was like a quick little novella. I didn't even write a review. And then Onyx Storm, I rated that 4.5 stars, and my review was, all I have to say is Miss Yaros better get to writing. I am in shambles. It was good. I liked it. Um, and then I finished How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. I think that's how you say her last name. I rated that 3 stars. The first half of the book, I'll just read my review on Fable. So the beginning of the book was so great. The storyline and characters were everything I could have asked for. Right at the 50% mark, this book took a downward turn for me. Spots in the most random places and some details that just made me cringe. Like, if you read this book, maybe you'll know. I was like, ugh, you really shouldn't have written that down, but whatever. And then the timeline of how everything played out was also just a little odd to me, very fast paced, even for a rom com. Overall, I did like the book, but the second half left me a little disappointed. That's all I'll say. It wasn't a bad book. It wasn't the best book, but it was just like a little rom com. I know that when you read romance, like contemporary romance, it's gonna be fast. It's a book. It can't really span over like a long period of time, but this was very, very quick. And the dynamic of the book, when you read it, you'll understand what I'm saying, so whatever. And then I read Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. It's the first book in the Part of Your World like universe. I rated that 3. What did I rate that? Can't tell. That looks like 3.25. No, 3.75. I didn't write a review on that one, but I'll just kind of share my thoughts. Out of the 3 books in that universe, it was my least favorite. I think that the writing was a lot less, I didn't love it as much. It was different to me than the other 2 books. I also, the age gap was a little weird to me. Not the age, I don't know how, that just, when I read it, that is a little bit harder for me to relate to a 38-year-old dating a 28-year-old. One, because I'm 24, and ages in books are really hard for me to read and like relate to. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I would rather somebody not say an age so I can just kind of put myself in the story, kind of, than, I don't know. Maybe that's a really like hot take. But the main character, the female main character being 38 years old was really hard for me to relate to. And then the age gap relationship was also hard for me to relate to because as a 24-year-old, I would never, well, I'm married, but I wouldn't date a 38-year-old. I wouldn't date a 34-year-old. No hate. My parents have a 7-year age gap. Like, what's 10 years? But for me, that just not something I can relate to. Lucas and I are 9 months apart, so like we're pretty much the same age. So that was a little bit harder for me to relate to. I think that was like one hang up, and it literally got mentioned throughout the entire book. Like, the age gap comes up really quick. I think that's in like the summary of the book. And so it was just like they continued to bring it up over and over and over again. I'm like, okay, let it die. Please let it die. So that is what I read. I started Divine Rivals yesterday and I'm almost finished with it, but it's now March 1st, so you really can't count it. But a good month of reading. So let's get into what I'm hoping to read in March. For March, I have some books on the Kindle and I have some physical books that I'm hoping to read. So let's get to the Kindle first. Since my Kindle's in the bathroom, I really don't want to get up. So I want to finish Divine Rivals. I literally have like 15% left, so I'll probably finish that today. And then I want to read Ruthless Vow. I want to read Assistant to the Villain. And then I can't remember if there's a new release that I want to read. Let me go look. So Sunrise on the Reaping does come out this month. I think it comes out in like 2.5 weeks. So I think I would love to read that. I really need to read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I have not read that yet, so I need to do that. I think I could probably get away with not reading it to read this book, but I am a big Hunger Games girl. Big Hunger Games girl. Like, we went ahead and bought the Amazon versions of the entire series because I watch it all the time. Like, that was my series. We had a Hunger Games like readathon reading event at my elementary school, and I was the tribute because I read so much. My name was in the drawing so many times. big, big Hunger Games girl. So I would love to read that. And then for physical, I just pulled these off my shelf because I've been thinking a lot about them. Forgive the cover of this book. This was thrifted. I would love to read Firefly Lane. I have gotten my 80-year-old coworker on Kristen Hanna, and so she read this like 2 weeks ago, and every single day she's like, Lydia, you really need to read this book. So I would love to read this month. And then also I would love to read Adelaide. I've had this book on my shelf, whatever. I've had this book for about a year now and haven't read it, and I feel like it's a pretty short book. How many pages? Like 280. I think it's a pretty short book, and I think I could finish it pretty quickly. So that is that. So I think that I'm just going to pop up my monthly like mood board because I have another video to film, a very fun magical video to film, and I'm running out of time. So I will just pop that up on the screen. So that is everything. I hope I didn't forget a topic. I hope I didn't forget something, but I don't feel like I did. So that is everything for this month's reset and reflect. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, please leave it a like. Please comment. I love to chat with you guys in the comments. I would love to know if you have any goals or intentions or plans for this month. What were some of your favorites? Did you like any of my favorites? I would just love to know. And if you have not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe because we have Disney videos coming very soon and more videos like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!